Larry Hoover was 22 years old when he went to jail, and it was said they made an example out of him for everything done under the Gangster Disciple umbrella. Well, he's 74 now, and he's been in prison for 52 years, and in a cell block on lockdown for 23 hours out a day for the past 30 years.
It's a long time coming, and we just want to hope it go all the way through.
The wife and son of Larry Hoover, after his 6 federal life sentences, were commuted by President Trump.
And he deserves redemption. He deserves a second chance at being a part of this community. And he could be a benefit to this community if they want him to be a benefit to this community.
Hoover co-founded the Chicago Gangster Disciples, and while behind bars for a 1973 murder, federal prosecutors say he continued to run the gang's prolific multi-state drug operations.
If Larry Hoover said there was going to be a killing, there was a killing.
Ron Safer was the lead federal prosecutor who secured Hoover's 1997 conviction for running a criminal enterprise behind bars.
I believe in redemption, but there are some crimes that are so horrific that they deserve the punishment to the full extent of the law.
As years passed, Hoover's case drew increasing attention, including from artists like Kanye West and Chance the Rapper.
And I gotta remind y'all that he was a political prisoner.
He is being held because he is a symbol, not because he needs further incarceration or he hasn't been rehabilitated.
The president's commutation only applies to Hoover's federal sentence. He still faces state prison time for which he's eligible for parole. Governor J.B. Pritzker can also offer clemency.
We know that Governor Pritzker believes in rehabilitation, redemption, and transformation, and he's done all of that.
A governor spokesperson declined to comment on Hoover's case, but said inmates seeking parole or clemency must petition the Illinois Prisoner Review Board, which makes parole decisions and issues recommendations to the governor regarding clemency.
Now it's a video floating around trying to destroy the old man before he can even get out to see sunshine and set foot to pavement. Now I'm not here to tell no Larry Hoover stories because personally I don't know the man. First time I heard about him was through a Ghetto Boy CD where him and Jay Prince would chop up game through the intro.
Because they ain't worried about me, they got me. But they worried about the kids. Because the youth is more feisty now than it was. And the cold game is what they're doing now. They done put the prisons on the open market. You know, it's on the stock exchange. Big companies own prisons now. They all got stock in prisons. MasterCard, Smith Barney. These huckers so cold out this way, they don't want to see me do nothing. They won't even let my family make no money.
With that being said, I ain't got no dog in this fight. But one thing for sure and two for certain is once upon a time, in order to expose somebody, you had to have paperwork or receipts. It's allegedly a newspaper article that's making its rounds again that's supposed to be like dated back 60 years ago or something. I say allegedly because we don't know if this newspaper article was manipulated, doctored, or the media didn't get the information correct. Because again, this was 60 years ago and it ain't no official paperwork. So the only way we'd know if he snitched or not is if the guy that shot him came out and told us himself. I made a video a few years back on the other channel about Larry Hoover getting shot in school, and I used the same news clip for reference. But I wasn't trying to highlight anything or push any agendas. Basically, all I was saying is if they want you bad enough, they gonna come and see about you. Because according to the information provided at the time, James Highsmith and Leonard Longsmith, they walked into school, spotted their man, and it was on site in front of the principal office. And I've been doing a little research, man, and Larry Hoover at the age of 18 was shot right in front of the principal office. You talking about drilling. And check this out, man. James Highsmith and Leonard Longstreet was already out for 2 shootings. They was out on bond. Larry Hoover said the 2 walked past him, man. Highsmith looked at him and started smiling. Homeboy said burn him and he got hit. These old gangsters didn't play, man. They'd come to your school building, burn you in front of the principal. These 2 shooters was part of the East Side Disciples. Some of the founding members was David Barksdale, King David, and Leonard Longstreet. Now, Larry Hoover was the leader of a faction known at the time as the Supreme Gangsters. They wanted this man so bad they went into school to take him out. And they didn't care who was around or who got hit. They ain't give a about nothing, you hear me? As long as they took out their intended target. Luckily, Larry Hoover escaped with his life, only sustaining a leg wound. Now remind you, I'm reading verbatim of the news article. So it was a few trolls that hit the comment section and started to put that snitch jacket on. And I ain't want to be that guy, so I pulled the video from public and placed it on private. And as I did more research, I actually found the guy that shot Larry, and he's still here to tell the story, so don't take my word for it. Listen to what he got to say.
Before we get into that, Dad, let's just go ahead and confront the actual, your claim to fame of the allegations of shooting Larry Hoover. What do you have to say about that, your claim to fame?
Let me say that. This man think that my claim to shame is to shooting a young 18-year-old Larry Hoover when I was 18 years old. Brother, you vastly mistaken. That's my claim to shame. That I shot a guy who turned out to be one of the most hell of a dudes in this city. And let's go to that. We so much into trying to destroy one another that early part of this year, last year, they tried to say that Larry Hoover told on me. That he told the police that I shot him. I had to come on Facebook and made it perfectly clear. That man ain't never told on me, but damn. They did the same thing to David Barksdale. They put it on that David Barksdale told on some Blackstone Rangers in 1965 and 66. The question is, man, why do we as black people always tear down one another? I am not about, you know what, I'm not about nothing else but what I do now. Look what I do now. Look what I do now. This is what I do every day. Every day. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. This is what Highsmith do. I get up in my every working hour that I'm awake and working, I go to keep young black children alive and out of jail. When are we as a people gonna get together and stop this nonsense of putting dirt on each and every one of us? This man that went 31 years ago and pulled up some nonsense that is of no relevance to nobody in America, especially black people. It's not relevant to no black men or no black women in America. So I'm saying, please, man.
What's your relevance today, Dad? What's your relevance today for what you do today?
My relevance is saving people's lives and trying to build a safe and powerful and healthy community, man. That's what I do today. I've been working doing this every day of my life since I've been out of prison. This is my first job I ever had that was legal since I came off the porch. I'm redeeming myself. So if these brothers ain't got nothing to do but dig up dirt on every other brother, they dug up dirt on Malcolm, they dug up dirt on every brother you ever seen that was ever trying to do anything. The fact of the matter, man, we making a dude rich by scandalizing other black men. That's what we doing. We need to come together, man, and stop this garbage. I am not that same dude, because if I was that same dude, I'd have been at his door, his front door, and he'd have had to explain that to me in my face. You understand? But let the record reflect, man, I'm not about that. I'm talking about my children. I'm talking about my children. I got sons, and I know them. If somebody bring that to them, it's gonna be something.
Again, I ain't trying to sway nobody's opinion. I'm just trying to make you think. At the end of the day, the choice is up to you to decide who to believe. You can believe someone that wasn't even born at the time that made their accusations off a screenshot we all just seen, or you can believe the actual shooter that admitted to doing the crime and did the time for it. One getting paid to push a narrative, the other speaking out for free trying to clear a man's name that already been through hell and back. James Highsmith said when he got out, they tried to call him a rat. They tried to call David Barksdale a rat. Now Larry Hoover got his federal pardon, and before he even touched the streets, they already trying to dirty his name up. The man ain't got no reason to lie. You know, technically that was his op back in the day. He went in there to shoot him, and he ain't say he snitched on it. And that's all I got for you right now. If you learned something new, thanks for coming in here with an open mind, and hit the like button and share this to spread awareness, because we're going against the algorithm on this one, and truth videos don't really get recommended. And let me know in the comments, what type of person are you? Do you believe everything you hear in the blogs, or are you more of a fact-based person and rather hear it out the horse's mouth? It don't cost nothing to tell the truth, y'all. Free Larry Hoover and prayers to his family. Drill Time TV, I'm out.